Hello and good morning from Georgia. This is my first video for me talking and sharing my travel stories and my life stories because they're intermingled, and I think at 80 years old I have a lot of good memories, fun things, and just want to share with you and hope you enjoy it. And if you're like me and been watching YouTube, just watching other people and living how they live their lives and what they've experienced, then I think you will enjoy my little channel. I was raised in the South, North Georgia, rural, so I'm not a very sophisticated person. But at 80 years old, I did have an interesting life being from a small town. And those are the kind of highlights I'd like to share. And I have already got close to 50 little short videos that you can already go and look at and enjoy. Most of them are just a few seconds long, very few over 30, 45 seconds. So if you like watching little short videos, be sure to subscribe so you can just go to my channel and watch all of them at once or as you have time. Doesn't matter to me, but I know I watch a lot of shorts, and it's interesting because you can just learn all kinds of things, see all kinds of places, and just spend a few seconds. But those few seconds on a short don't explain what fun you had when you visited those places, who you were with, what motivated that trip and that travel, and your or my love from childhood of taking pictures and traveling. And even though our early childhood, those were just little trips. So today we're going to start this little journey together, and I hope you'll just jump in the car with me and ride along and enjoy it too. Just don't expect any AI. Don't expect me to share, unless I acknowledge it, someone else's videos that they made when I wasn't there. Because if I share a video, a little short video, normally I am going to be right there on the premises as it's being shared, but at 80 years old and after some major surgery we'll talk about in another video, at 80 I can't climb down a bank and get some pictures of rafters and stuff, even though I can get them from the bank and do share those. So I'll be sharing little videos that my niece's husband made, or my sister's husband made, or somebody that was there with me, and you'll know they're authentic and realistic and not something I just found and shared. So I think that's important because nothing beats being realistic and being genuine and being yourself. Just like today, I started to delay making this video because I took a little trip to Cherokee, North Carolina with my sister and her daughter and her husband, Mark, and I was tired. And so this morning I thought, well, I'll get up and wash my hair and make it look good, and I'll do my first little video. But as it happened, I slept a little later than I intended. I have several little chores to get done today, so I thought, well, if I don't go ahead and do this little video, it'll never get done. It'll just delay. So you're going to get my wings, and you'll just soar with me. And hey, that's life. And I'm living my life, and I'm loving it. And I hope you do too. Oh my goodness, I just love to meet all of you, and I hope you'll subscribe and like and comment, especially. I'm going to try to watch for comments. I'm still learning this process, so you'll have to give me a little time to get up to speed. But I'm going to try to find your comments and read them, react, comment back, because I love a conversation. I love sharing. I love having fun. I love having friends, except I don't have that many left nowadays. Uh, Unfortunately, many of them have passed along, and those were some of my very best friends. So I have more acquaintances now than I actually have friends. But I'm blessed because I have a huge, beautiful, loving family. After being one of 5 children, I had 9 nieces and nephews, and gosh, I can't even count how many uh, children and grandchildren they have. The latest of those is my niece's daughter has a baby too that just turned 2 in March, and he's the youngest. And my oldest niece is, gosh, getting close to 70. But so, because I had an older brother that was 2 older brothers, and their children were born when I was 11, 12 years old. So life has given me a big family, and I appreciate that. So now talking about travel related to my life, I'd like to tell you what really got me interested in travel. When we were little, we didn't go on vacations. We were sort of poor, to be honest with you. And my daddy and my mama worked, and well, Mama didn't work outside the home for years. We just had a little house, and Daddy worked, and she took care of us kids because she had 3 little stepping stones. After she had had her 2 boys, she had us 3 little girls, and we were like within 3 years of each other. So, and we lived uh, by she gardened, and Daddy gardened, and they had a cow, and they made butter, and so, we lived. But our little visits to our grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and going to family reunions was my travel adventures. I loved it. I mean, we had so much fun when we go to Grandma's house, and that each grandparent's visits were totally different. If we went to Ellijay, where my mother was raised, Ellijay, Georgia, then that was the apple capital of Georgia. And we'd see all the apple trees, we'd see all the fields, we'd see the mountains. It was just an adventure for that hour and a half or so trip. And that was just an exciting little time and something different to see. So, plus our relatives, those always be a lot of cousins there because I had 35 cousins, and they all would come to Grandma's house with their parents. So that was fun. Now, my daddy's side of the family, they lived at Marietta, Georgia, near Southern Tex. So totally different travel experience, totally different adventure. And it's exciting in a different way than our trips to Ellijay. So life just sort of gives you these little opportunities from childhood on, and if you don't enjoy them, gosh, you're just missing out on so much adventure and lifetime memories. So get out and go when you can. I don't care what age you are, young and old. Visit your family because that's important. And we had an aunt, my mother's twin sister, matter of fact, that lived in Atlanta, Georgia, right off Howell Mill Road. And oh my goodness, she had how many? 4 children, and her oldest was as old as my other older brothers. So of course they were very close. And her younger 3 were my sister's age and my age, and we would have a blast. They had a concrete driveway and bicycles and things that we didn't have out in the country. Daddy might find us an old bike and we'd ride it, but we didn't have concrete to ride on, so that was a totally different experience. And as we got a little older, my Aunt Beulah would take us to downtown Atlanta, and we could ride the escalators and the elevators and go to Rich's department store and Macy's. And she'd drive us around in Buckhead and all the beautiful places off of Paces Ferry Road, Northside Drive, and see the huge, beautiful homes. And in the spring, we enjoyed the azaleas and the dogwoods and just the beauty from nature. So those were little trips, and I called them vacations because sometimes we get to spend the night, and that was fun. So that's a brief description of how my early life launched my travel adventure. And as I got older, they become a little bit more pronounced, and I start driving and I keep moving on. So later, Chattanooga. Where else did I go? Chicago, Daytona Beach. Those are teenage years and my driving years. So I'll share that more detail on those later. And I don't have that many videos or any that I can put my hands on right now of those early year travels. I've got lots of pictures, and so I may have to figure out a way to share those with you. But if you like this kind of information, if you like real people and real history and real fun, and just a little old lady just telling you what brought joy to her life, and sometimes it'll be a few oops and bumps along the way, and I'll just share. I won't just be sharing travel, I'll be sharing some little life stories along as I go. So please subscribe and help me be successful, and give me your suggestions and your comments and help me grow, because like I say, I'm having to learn this. I'm an old NCR bookkeeping gal from going to work in 64, so all this new technical stuff is just right over my head, and I have to work and work and work to figure out what I'm doing. And I watched a lot of YouTube channels just to figure out how to do this video. And later in another video, I'll show you my cheat sheets and what I did to get started, and hope that'll be fun for you too. So go watch my shorts. You'll enjoy those, and you'll see my little trip to Cherokee, North Carolina, and a little bit later, not maybe right now, but my waterfall videos, my walk up to Mingo Falls. Yes, I did that at 80 years old with a little help from my nephew, but that's half a mile up and a half a mile back around there. So you'll see some cruise videos and a Switzerland visit. So watch and help me grow. And gosh, I've enjoyed just doing this little video for you. So maybe I can do better and get a little better at talking, and make it a little bit more enjoyable for you to watch. But thank you so much. And now I'm going to reach over here and push my stop button, because I don't have no other way to do it except that. So bye.